So I understand you're looking for a couple of incidents.
Yes.
I have that officer researching it right now to see
Okay.
if something was already taken.
Okay.
Because I have a book this big on reports that have
Yeah.
been generated out of Scientology already. So there's a very good chance that
imagine.
one's already been taken.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, and those are specific to that they were swatting calls.
Yeah, well, I have a ton.
Yes.
I
Okay.
have all kinds.
Yes, I know.
As you're aware.
Yeah, I'm very aware.
So, I mean, just putting it out there, I mean, you're aware we have, like,
I understand.
it's
I
just
understand.
getting out of control.
Yes.
I'm looking at the incident with your barbecue.
Yes.
That incident.
Okay.
Tell me what happened that day.
So I've been protesting for a few months over at Scientology and a couple other Scientology buildings. There's been all sorts of attacks on us. And I have gone into a different style of protest, and that is feeding anybody who wants to be fed. That's my form of protest at this point. At the Church of Scientology. We're there for the victims of sexual abuse and whatnot in the church. A man, David Sanchez, he is the leader of the drug program for the Church of Scientology. Him and two other guys that are involved with that Strike Against Drugs program, parked in the VIP parking of Scientology. His bus that's part of that program, it resides in that parking lot. It's the parking lot it's at the Church of Scientology right off of Ron Hubbard Way. They parked there. All four of those guys came out to the cafeteria. They got food inside the cafeteria, came out and watched us for maybe 20 minutes, half an hour. I recorded. I felt something was off. So I turned my camera there. They were pretty far away just to record what they were doing. They were watching us the whole time. After they were done eating, they came down the sidewalk and didn't say a word. All three of them lined up. The fourth guy came, and David kind of gave a little nod to the other guy. The guy came up and just pushed into my table and my grill and table, and then my table and grill, and then another table full of food. And David and the other two guys kind of sat there and just were intimidating us. Didn't really say anything, just was there like, oh, what's the big deal, kind of. I felt super intimidated. They wore the typical LA gangster look, what you would see in the movies of like a gangster, a cholo, as they would say. Call the police immediately. I actually called the police 3 different times. I know that Daniel also called the police, and we didn't get a response for almost 45 minutes. So those guys got away. The car was still in the parking lot. We have video of the car coming. One of the activists there, and we're all kind of independent activists, independent protesters, noticed the car, it was off or something, so recorded them coming out of the car and parking in the Scientology building, and the guards didn't block him or anything because he is part of that Strike Against Drugs thing. And then they took off on foot, all 3 of them, and the 4th one went up and around the building, and that's the extent of I know where they went to.
Okay. Is there any reason it's those particular dates in particular why you're concerned?
Well, yeah, I had like guns put into my head.
I mean, because that can happen for a multitude of reasons.
The first time that happened, I could be okay with that. I'm on my 9th swatting.
Okay.
And that's being like on the low end. This happened in San Francisco, it happened in Sacramento, so it's not specific to LA.
Okay.
What is concerning is on my 2nd swatting on March 9th, the officer specifically told me that I am a victim of swatting and asked me if I wanted to file a report.
Okay.
After
That's
that,
the one on the 9th.
After that, they accused me of having expired tickets or expired license plates on my van, which was not true, and ran my fingerprints as I was still cuffed after he told me I was a victim of a swatting.
To verify your ID, that's probably why.
Yeah, but if I'm an innocent person, and not only that,
I understand
and
that.
not only that, he knew who I was. He told me he knew who
Okay.
I was, and that he's dealt with me 3 other times. And so he specifically knew who I was. But after they said that I was a victim, I was in handcuffs for 45 minutes. After they knew that the call was false. At that point, the cuffs should have come off. My theory. Maybe that's not procedure. And see, I was out in Sacramento when I was swatted. Those officers came up to me and said, "Hey, is everything okay? Is everything all right? We had a call of guns and bombs that you had that." So I've actually experienced police, sheriffs handling a SWAT call completely different. Now, San Francisco did even worse than LA did.
Yeah.
They had me in cuffs for almost an hour on the ground. And so to actually experience that, where reality shows that, hey, this is how it should be handled, and it's done. And it's just in California. It's not in another state. It's actually in the state, different county, obviously, in Sacramento. So
you've been the victim of swatting in multiple counties.
Yes, and also probably when I'm live by myself, I probably had 40 to 50 false fire calls.
So do you think? So tell me, because as an investigator, so you got to understand. So I'm looking at it now, going, okay, who is it that's doing that to you?
I could only speculate.